The world has a new major problem to solve. The cost of living is higher than ever, and young adults are feeling hopeless when it comes to buying a home. This is slowly killing the American dream we all love to talk about, and also harming the spirits of the people who will be leading our future. Your first thought may be to encourage young adults like myself to live in suburbs just outside of the city, which I also believe is the correct response, by the way. But even though this solution sounds simple in theory, this would mean that the individuals that are living in these new communities would have to sit in traffic for 2 to 4 hours every day to get to work, which is obviously a problem. But I think that that's a problem that we could fix with technology that's already available today: electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. These aircraft, also known as EVTOLs, were first introduced in 2011 by a German company called Volocopter. Since then, numerous companies have arisen with backing from governments around the world who are all racing to control this industry before the other gets to it.
Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals.
Because an EVTOL can turn that 2-hour drive into a 15-minute flight without having to use gas, which makes this a perfect solution for the problem that we just spoke about. In this video, I'm going to tell you my top 5 favorite stocks for EVTOL manufacturers based off the extensive research and analysis that I've done on the different public companies. But before I get to it, it's important to understand what an EVTOL is, because the more we understand the base function, the better we can properly assess which company has the highest chance for success. These aircraft are powered by electricity, and they use multiple batteries to power their numerous propellers. You could think of them as like super large drones. Because these aircraft are so large, one of the biggest hurdles has been to insert a battery or batteries that can support a flight time similar to what a traditional gas-powered helicopter can offer, which according to Google is 2.5 to 5 hours on a full tank. So battery capacity was a major contributor to the production of this list that I made. Now, I just want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. Everything that I am saying in this video is based off my personal research and opinions. This is not at all intended to be financial advice. You should consult with a proper financial advisor. All right, now let's get to this list. Coming in at number 5 is Vertical Aerospace. This UK-based company has a market cap of $153 million and access to $62 million in cash. And just so you know, during this video, when I say access to cash, I mean actual liquid cash that the company has, or the ability to sell an asset and quickly turn that asset into cash. They have secured partnerships with the United Kingdom, AirAsia, JAL, and GOL, which is definitely impressive. Their EVTOL aircraft can carry up to 4 passengers and has the ability to fly 100 miles in distance while being able to achieve top speeds of 200 miles per hour, which means their batteries aren't great, but are definitely not bad compared to some of the other EVTOL companies on this list. The main issue that I found with this company is that they don't have a ton of money to pull this off. Their founder, Stephen Fitzpatrick, frequently is reinvesting in the business to keep it afloat, which is obviously amazing, by the way, because it means he's dedicated to the company. But a high-risk business in an industry like this has to have the ability to survive for a long time, given all the hoops you have to jump through, such as approval from the governments to fly, and the ability to improve batteries, and etc. That is why I put Vertical Aerospace at number 5. Next up, at number 4, is the German company called Lilium, with a market cap of $467 million and cash reserves of $215 million. Lilium mainly stands out to me due to its unique aircraft design. Their EVTOL supports up to 8 passengers, which is actually the most of any current aircrafts produced by the companies on this list. This is a huge advantage given that EVTOLs will be used as air taxis, so the more passengers, the more potential for profit per trip. However, Lilium's cash reserves versus their burn rate is a huge concern. They currently spend about $81 million per quarter, which means they only have about 8 months left of runway with the current cash they have at the time of recording this video. So it's crucial for Lilium to raise additional funding in order to support its operations. At number 3 is XANG. This company has a market cap of $7.7 billion and cash reserves sitting at an insane $2 billion. Now, it's important to note that XANG is primarily a Chinese electric car company that has already seen success in EVs, but their commitment to innovating in the EVTOL space is definitely something worth observing. They are so ambitious that they have already tested 2 models, the XPeng X2, which is a 2-passenger aircraft, and the XPeng X3, which is a flying car-like vehicle aircraft as well. Additionally, they've introduced an ambitious Cybertruck model, which would have a detachable EVTOL at the back of it. I must admit that I like the EVTOLs from XPeng the least out of any aircraft on this list, but that's primarily due to the fact that their aircraft only support 2 people, which means they're most likely going the direct-to-consumer model, and I'm more attracted to the air taxi business model. But given that this is the biggest EVTOL company in China, and they have billions of dollars to spend, spend, the chances of them succeeding are way higher than the previous companies that I mentioned. Now, taking the second spot is Archer Aviation. With a market cap of $1 billion and cash reserves of $405 million, Archer is one of only 2 eVTOL companies worldwide to have acquired a final airworthiness criteria from the FAA. Their Midnight aircraft can carry 4 passengers, and the company has secured impressive partnerships with Stellantis, Boeing, United Airlines, the United Arab Emirates, and the US Air Force. United Airlines actually put in an order for 200 aircrafts from Archer Aviation, which is valued at $1 billion. Plus, the US Air Force plans to purchase 6 Midnight aircrafts, and they have also given Archer $142 million in contract agreements. Hearing all of this really brought me confidence in the company, given that some of the most important organizations and companies in the US believe in them. But there is one thing about Archer that really concerns me. Their Midnight aircraft, which is their main product, can only travel about 60 miles on a full charge. It could also only achieve a max speed of 150 miles per hour. So they will definitely need to improve their battery capacity because as it stands, they're behind a lot of their competitors. Before we continue with this video, I want to tell you real quick about digitalsandbox.co. You've probably heard about many successful businessmen and women who hire virtual assistants to do all of the heavy lifting for their work. This is brilliant because these assistants are overseas and they charge 70% less than the average American employee, yet they perform just as well, if not better. So digitalsandbox.co will actually source these virtual assistants for you and help you get set up with systems and all the software necessary to manage them. And of course, assure that the quality is of the highest standard. And if not, they will make sure to keep on sourcing employees for you so that you could find your perfect match. So make sure to click the link down below. You'll get 10% off if you let them know that I sent you on your first month. And let's get back to the video. And finally, my #1 eVTOL stock to invest in is JOBY Aviation. JOBY boasts a market cap of $3.5 billion and they have $924 million in cash reserves. They are one of the 2 companies to have received the FAA's final airworthiness criteria, and JOBY's aircraft can fly up to 154.6 miles on a single charge, reaching a top speed of 200 miles per hour. Their aircraft can also carry 4 passengers. Additionally, JOBY has secured impressive partnerships with Mukamala, which is a subsidiary of Saudi Aramco, the city of Abu Dhabi, the US Air Force, Uber, Delta, SK Telecom, and also Toyota. They have a strong financial position, a handful of really powerful partnerships, and impressive battery life plus top speed capabilities. And for those reasons, it was a no-brainer to put JOBY Aviation at the top of my list. But please keep in mind that eVTOLs are an incredibly high-risk investment. There are no guarantees that they will succeed, and you should not take this list as financial advice. That's it for this video, but before you go, make sure to click that subscribe button, and while you're at it, also push the thumbs up button because we've been working so hard to grow this channel, so it'll be a great help if you do so, and peace.